Do you think inanimate objects can come to life because of dark entities? Lauren is a mother who often shares her life on TikTok. She claims that during her childhood, she always felt a disturbing dark presence lurking in her house. Curiously, that sense of foreboding disappeared the day she adopted her dog. But now, 16 years later, her dog has passed away and that entity seems to have returned from the shadows. While Lauren is recording an apparently normal video talking about birthday gifts, pay close attention to the background.
Of course, if I'm over there, I'm gonna, if he's like, okay, but then he was not okay.
Alexi, for her birthday, sent me some ideas. She says she has a lot of items and clothes, but she could use a little. What is that?
Okay.
Jace. That was the second time I heard that noise.
Okay, and I saw something, Jordan. Okay.
That was the second time I heard Jordan? What?
What? We need to recreate this on camera.
Look closely here, an empty plastic bottle resting on the countertop. Suddenly it starts moving on its own. And it's not just a little slide, it literally lifts off the surface. At first they tried to ignore it, but it kept happening. The way it moves is almost deliberate, as if an invisible hand, something we can't see, was trying to grab it. Lauren is terrified, trying to make sense of this. Is there a logical explanation, or is it clear? She's simply cursed. What do you think? A Reddit user posted this recently. It's 4:30 in the morning. He's alone watching TV to fight insomnia when a strange sound comes from inside his own living room. First, a bag falls to the floor by itself. The man, who is a skeptic, picks it up and puts it back in its place, but the entity wanted his attention. Seconds later, the heavy dining chair starts dragging itself across the floor. The man says the noises are now a daily occurrence. His house, once a refuge, is now a prison shrouded in mystery. Would you stay there to investigate, or would you pack your bags that very night? Have you ever driven alone at night on a road where the darkness seems to swallow everything? This is Pent, a food delivery driver from Indonesia. One night he received an order that took him to a rural area, isolated and with hardly any lighting. As he moves along the empty road, the headlight of his motorcycle catches something in the distance.
Skeptical, he picks it up.
At first it looks like a simple shadow, maybe a reflection, but as he gets closer, the shape becomes clearer. A woman dressed completely in white is standing in the middle of nowhere. His survival instinct kicked in immediately. He turned around and ran without looking back, canceling the order and paying for it out of his own pocket. The presence was so ominous that he didn't feel even the slightest curiosity to get closer. And honestly, I think he did the right thing. Do you? Would you have gone over to ask if they needed help? I think sometimes it's better not to know what's waiting for us in the dark. Working at night always brings a feeling of loneliness, but sometimes you find out you're not as alone as you thought. A man named Kyle was checking the security cameras at the pizzeria where he works when he noticed something chilling. You?
Paranormal activity occurred here the other night, and I think I caught it on tape. Let's check it out. Here comes my boy. Something's gonna push him on his left shoulder. Oh, that was quick. You might not have seen it, but he's panicking. He asked my friend if something was on him. Like an insect or something. No. So I felt like something just pushed me. Really told me. So he's deaf. He's blown away. So we're gonna run this back a little bit. There we go. Now let's roll this frame by frame. See him walking. Alright, so coming up here, look over his left shoulder. There's gonna be an orb, a cloud, so to speak, right here. Okay? Over his shoulder. Now, I'm gonna go to the next frame, and you can see that there's something over his shoulder. Next frame, it's gone. Frame after, he's looking back for it.
What the hell was that?
So now, just for fun, since I've showed you the breakdown, we're gonna go back and we're gonna watch it in fast motion one more time. And let's look to see if we can find it. Here it comes. Orb. Oh man, crazy.
One of his employees was walking calmly through the kitchen when suddenly he reacts violently as if someone had touched his left shoulder from behind. The only problem is that there was absolutely no one behind him. Watch closely in the replay. Let's look at it frame by frame. The guy's walking, and right before his reaction, a strange anomaly appears. A kind of white mist or spectral shape manifests directly over his shoulder and then disappears into the air. The moment that thing vanishes, the guy turns around terrified, expecting to see a real person, but there's no one there. He himself said he felt a clear, direct push. Nobody knows what happened next or what that entity was. Who or what do you think touched him? This is a case that left me speechless. A man who lives completely alone installed hidden cameras because his belongings kept being moved around. When he came back from work, he thought someone was breaking into his house to steal, and he wished it had just been a simple thief.
So, today, this is much scarier. Look at his phone. Isn't it off? Then here, as you can see, he passed by here and then the phone turned on. Did you see that? He went here and then he came back. Okay, let's rewind it first. Look here, the electricity is still on. He will pass through here. There. Right, thank you. He puts his shoulder and then he does it. A white mist manifests the... Wait. The boy puts it on his shoulder and then kind of... And? White manifests over him. It manifests over...
Look at the center of the room. A dark figure, a dense humanoid shadow moves around the room. And before you say it's a reflection from the street, look closely. The shadow is cast from inside on the right side and not from the window. But the most disturbing part definitely comes now. Look at the cell phone that's on the couch. Every time that dark entity gets close, the phone reacts.
The phone, it came back. Then the phone, we're getting ready, but as you can see, it's not good. Right, it's him.
The screen lights up and flickers erratically, as if the energy from the lens is interfering with the technology. The man now knows that he is not living alone. How far would curiosity take you? This case was sent by someone named Millie. It gave me goosebumps. Our protagonist, Carla, is dedicated to searching for ancient objects with a metal detector. On her last expedition, she ended up on the grounds of an abandoned school, which decades ago was a disturbing psychiatric hospital. The detector marks a large target. When she found a chest locked with a padlock, she finally managed to open it. Night has fallen. Inside, she found coins, a torn black dress, an old iron, and objects that seemed to be part of a dark ritual. In addition, she also found the name of a woman along with photos of her posing with that same chest. From that moment on, Carla's life became a real hell. There was a rotten smell and footsteps in the middle of the night. She felt watched, but the worst part came when they started ringing her doorbell. And there was no one there. Tired of the situation, she checked the security cameras in her house. Pay close attention to the corner. A white, semi-transparent figure sliding along the wall, making an unnatural sound. Thank you. The experts who saw this are very clear about it. That chest wasn't a treasure, it was a spiritual prison, and Carla had just released the woman in black. The case is still open even in 2026, and I highly doubt this story will have a happy ending. They say that children have a special sensitivity to perceive evil. Abby has a son with autism who suffers from severe insomnia. One December night, the boy went down to the living room while the Christmas decorations were still up. He stood still, staring at an elf doll on the shelf, and suddenly, something terrified him so much that he ran frantically to his parents' room.
Mom, the elf has a nail in the door!
When checking the security cameras, the mother discovered why. Look closely at the elf on the counter. Look at its leg. It starts to slowly rise into the air, as if something invisible were controlling it, like a puppet. The boy notices immediately, and then it happens again. The leg rises completely. The mother tried to convince herself by saying that maybe a string had gotten stuck on the doll's foot. But let's be honest, that excuse doesn't hold up. No one would believe it. What do you see here? Under the peaceful grass of Presidio Park in San Diego lies a dark past that many walk over without knowing it. Historians believe there are countless unmarked graves just below where families have their picnics. People say that the atmosphere there is unusually heavy, that they hear ghostly whispers and even see shadowy figures wandering at night. And at dawn, they were still there with him, but what they found made them flee in terror.
Presidio.
Insane.
Diego. Let's come real quick. Just quickly, okay?
Yeah.
This is when I got scared and my heart started pounding. Yeah, like when I saw... Ooh. Ooh, stop, you bye.
What the fuck? What was that? What the F was that? Wait, did you hear that? Wait, did you hear that or not?
As they walk deeper and deeper into the darkness, they pay close attention to the audio. Listen carefully. What the hell?
What the fuck?
A ghostly voice seems to come out of nowhere. An agonized whisper clearly says, "Get out of here." Here, on camera, it's barely a whisper, but they say that in person it was so loud their hearts almost stopped before they ran to the car. Could this be the voice of one of the souls trapped under the park, warning them of a greater danger? What do you think?
What the hell is this? What was that?
Abandoned mansions always attract curious investigators, but sometimes what lives inside doesn't want visitors. Elliot and Joe from the Ghost Theory channel entered an old mansion with a chilling past. It's rumored that 2 sisters were brutally murdered here years ago, supposedly for being witches. When they arrived, they found the front door wide open, as if it was waiting for them. Definitely a bad sign. They decided to go in anyway, and it didn't take long before their blood ran cold.
When we arrived at the mansion, we found it with the door wide open.
That's,
a bit odd.
Just everything just straight away wide open.
I'm a bit surprised. It's gone from one extreme to the other.
When we enter buildings, we make sure to always record ourselves entering, just in case anything happens that we wished we had on camera. And on this occasion, it paid off.
What an amazing place. What?
Oh, this is actually amazing.
Yeah.
Since Matt and Josh will be here too, we can actually do it like
1/2 each.
Yeah.
We don't have to spend all our time together. I'm really blown away by the condition of this.
Obviously.
Hello?
While they were filming inside, suddenly they heard heavy footsteps above their heads. Someone was walking on the floor upstairs. With their hearts racing, they went upstairs expecting to find a human intruder.
It doesn't go anywhere. Oh, it does.
Oh.
Off.
Off. Of course.
Oh, good.
My light. My light is fully charged but starting to die. Just so I'd let you know.
That was in that room. There's nowhere else to go. That was 100%. Oh.
I'm going back in here.
There's nowhere else to go.
How?
Yeah.
We have just heard someone running in this room.
Yeah.
100% doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's some of the loudest we've heard.
That's ridiculous.
That was human footsteps as well. 100% human footsteps.
It's a bit weird that it goes off out there but doesn't go anywhere. They don't go, and you can't go around the side.
No.
Oh, I don't like this.
I mean, there is a pathway that goes there, so I guess we've got to double check.
That's so sketchy. If you go through this, you're dead, right?
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't even run around here.
No.
Oh man, I really hate this sort of... Yeah, because you... thing, just insulation.
Yeah.
But when they got to the room where the noises were coming from, there was no one there. Absolutely no one. Besides, the only exit was blocked by thermal insulation, so it was impossible for anyone to have escaped. Later, along with 2 other investigators, they began asking questions out loud about the legend of the murdered sisters. As soon as they mentioned the subject, the house responded,
Shall we stop this part here? Because we can stop and ask about the whole sister thing. What's this? Is it recording? It's recording out there, and Josh is too.
Right, I'm recording. Again.
What are the chances of asking that?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even ask. The murdered sisters. They literally mention and then...
So that's okay.
Rule number 1 to do something. Don't stop recording. At least Josh is on it.
So, Joe, ask again about that.
Let's just ask now then, shall we? So we've heard a rumour about 2 sisters that were... To be honest, I don't really know the story. Do you know the story or what the rumour is? The 2 sisters were murdered here.
Apparently, they were witches and they were both killed. They weren't witches. I think it was like some weird thing where the whole community was kind of against them and decided to say that they're witches.
Okay. They were killed for that, is that it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because obviously Mackinam, whatever time it was, he was like, I can't remember those last days, Mars.
Is this just like a myth, or yeah?
I think it's just a myth. That's what we were we came here under the assumption of what had happened.
Right.
So yeah, how true it is, I don't know.
Is there someone here that can let us know whether that's true? Were there 2 sisters here killed? What did you just say?
Boom, boom, boom. You guys and your basic way of thinking.
That's exactly what we would have heard.
What? That was literally a full-on voice.
Listen to the knocks. Echoing knocks on the upper floor. Elliot challenged the entity and immediately 2 more knocks sounded from above.
Are you scared of us? What's wrong? You really don't need to be. You could make a loud noise now and we wouldn't scream.
Can you test the theory?
Can you do this?
Oh, that was so on the mark. What?
They followed the trail of noises to a bathroom. They were convinced that someone was hiding. They opened the cabinets and once again found absolute emptiness.
Someone hiding in the bathroom? You in what sounds like the cupboard?
What was that?
What?
If I just open it? Oh, what is going on? See, I'm like so jumpy now. If I open this and a rat like eats my eyes...
However, the climax came at the end.
The main part of the house just didn't give us the same activity as the small add-on. So we all left and went to set up for Matt and Josh to film for their channels. But then, as we were getting ready, we heard the music box playing in the bedroom.
That REM pod keeps going off constantly.
While they were picking up their equipment in the same room where they heard the first footsteps, an old music box that they hadn't touched started playing by itself in the dark. Do you think it's a coincidence? Or did the spirit of those sisters never leave the mansion? Your own home should be your safe haven until it stops being one. We've already talked before about the case of Willow, a man who suffers from severe activity in his apartment. Objects that move on their own, doors that slam, and his terrified cat staring at nothing. He decided to install cameras, and the results are simply disturbing. Take a look at the screen. First, a stuffed animal is pushed off the chair and falls to the floor, but that's not the worst part. Moments later, take a look at the door. It swings open violently with such force that it wakes Willow up instantly. From the speed and the impact, it's clear that this wasn't just a draft. It looks like a furious spirit pushed it. And just before the video cuts off, a second stuffed animal is thrown to the floor. Willow is desperate to find a way to stop this. If you were in his place, waking up like that in the middle of the night, would you stay to investigate or would you leave the house forever? Thank you for watching the video up to this point. Only the brave make it this far. Leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more horror. Have a few good nightmares.